Hello, everybody. It's 1400 Nunu here with you again. And today we're going to be reacting to this video about Derek Samuel. You know, I can't remember how old they said Derek Samuel was, but his body was just recently found in a wooded area in Atlanta, Georgia, not too far from where he was allegedly actually dropped off and last seen. So, yeah, everyone's been saying it's a weird situation. You know, his body was just found and there's no suspects, there's nobody they're looking for, there's nothing. But we're gonna react to this video, so let's take a look at this content creators breakdown of what's going on in this case.
What do you mean in one video y'all sitting here talking about, oh well, the only thing he took was his phone, but then when they found him in the woods, he was found and his backpack and everything was out there. How does stuff get out there if the only thing he took was his phone?
Yeah, so we just spoke with the family, understandably.
So from what I've seen online is that a bunch of the friends, started going live, and which I think we'll probably see in this video probably, but they went live basically saying how, when they last seen the kid, he basically only had his weapon on him, and he only had I think his phone or some shit. But what she's saying is that when they found his body after a whole month of searching for him, all his other belongings with him, which is very weird, right? Because if y'all niggas is saying that he left with only a phone and his thing, why is he found outside with that, contradicting what y'all said?
Very heartbroken to learn the news. They said they got the call from East Point Police to say that Derek Samuel had been killed in the woods. No further information on that.
33 days. That's how long a mother spent waking up every single morning, not knowing where her son was, checking her phone first thing, staring at his last photo, waiting for a call that kept not coming. And when the call finally did come on day 33, it was the one she had been praying would never arrive. This is the story of Derek Samuel, 20 years old, East Point, Georgia, and a Tuesday afternoon that should have meant absolutely nothing.
Yeah, that's pretty rough though. A whole month of imagine this is your son, and a whole month you're probably hoping and having faith that he's probably still alive and shit. But damn, that's how a lot of these cases end up though. Most people that end up missing, if they're not back within like 24 hours, 48 hours max, usually that means just being real.
April 29th, 2026. Camp Creek Marketplace is one of those big, busy suburban shopping areas outside Atlanta. A Target right in the middle of it all. The kind of place where nothing dramatic ever happens.
I'm pretty sure this is the last place he was dropped off at or some shit. Pretty sure this is the last place he was seen.
Derek rolled up to that Target with two friends. Just a regular trip. He walked in wearing a black hoodie, gray shorts, black slides, and Supreme socks. Nothing about him on that surveillance footage suggested anything was wrong. He wasn't rushing. He didn't look scared. He looked like a young guy on an ordinary Tuesday. Then his two friends left, and Derek walked out alone, heading in the direction of North Commerce Drive and Red Wine Road. That was the last confirmed sighting of him. His friends reported him missing the very next day, April 30th. And from that moment forward, the clock started ticking on one of the most distressing disappearances Georgia had seen in years.
So when y'all left him at the Target, who left first from the Target? Was it you?
It was the same time.
Yeah,
Okay, so now we're getting somewhere. So I guess these niggas that are on the I think this is TikTok Live, they're getting on the live explaining because they're saying they're the last people with him at this Target, right? So they're the last people to see him alive. So they're usually gonna be the main suspects or people to go to. Not saying that they're the ones that did it, but they're usually the ones that they're gonna go ask questions to first, right? Hence why they came out and did all this explaining and shit. But let's hear what they gotta say.
Yeah, the detective seen the camera. They already said that I left first though.
They seen the camera. It's like footage of me falling right behind the Uber. It's not the whole marketplace.
Okay, so did y'all get confirmation from the sister? Because I seen a video. They said that the sister never answered.
Yeah, he never called his sister, right?
Yeah, that's why when it says we reported missing the next day, because we didn't know he was missing till the next day when his sister told us that he was like
not there.
She never picked him up and didn't get no text. So I was scared. And I was like,
Some families
So I guess those are the boys that the one little girl was talking about at the beginning of the video. You know, they were at the mall with him. You know, the police, I guess, from the beginning talked to them already, and you know they already checked surveillance and cleared them. So I don't know, but it still doesn't make sense because she said that they found other items that they said he didn't take. So I don't know.
get devastating news and they crumble. Derek's family got devastating news and they moved. His aunt Carmelita Howard became the public face of the search. She was in front of cameras, yes, but she was also out on those streets before work, after work, on weekends, physically covering ground and following every lead that came in. The family printed flyers, knocked on doors, chased every tip. They offered a reward that started at $5,000 and grew to $15,000 with help from donors, including actors and public figures who caught the story and stepped up. Police traced Derek's phone signal to a wooded area near Red Wine Road, behind the reserve at Red Wine apartment complex. That stretch of trees became the focus. Search teams went in, volunteers spread out. Days passed. Nothing. 2 weeks, then 3. The silence stretched on in a way that felt almost cruel, and somewhere in the middle of all that waiting, something else started happening. The internet got involved. May 31st, 2026. Georgia Emergency Search and Rescue came out with everything they had. K9 units, drones, ATVs, boats with sonar equipment. Handler Jim Lopez and his dog Jager worked the wooded area carefully and methodically. About 4 hours into the search, in that same stretch of trees directly behind the reserve at Red Wine Apartments, they found him. Human remains. The family confirmed what investigators would later formally verify.
Yeah, see, like I said, you know, once a nigga's missing for like over a day or two, most likely he's a goner, you know. Well, you know, R.I.P. Derek. You know, we're not saying that he deserves to die or anything, but that's just usually what happens in these cases. You know, it took them a month to find him. You know, and there was a lot of uproar online about this because you know, it's like everybody knows where he was last seen, yet no one's heard nothing. Not the friends, not the family, not a girlfriend, nothing.
It was Derek. Carmelita Howard said she had felt something heavy sitting in her chest all day, like something in her spirit already knew what was coming before the phone rang. That detail, the body knowing before the mind catches up, is something that keeps appearing in these cases. Grief has its own kind of instinct. The family released a statement almost immediately. Short, quiet, completely devastating. There is no pretending that doesn't break something in you when you read it.
It's a very important day for the simple fact there's so many rumors, speculations about what happened to Mr. Samuels. So today we're here to give facts and just facts.
Yeah, the Atlanta police came out today, I think, or yesterday, and actually dropped this clip. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
We know definitively that Mr. Samuels was at the Camp Creek Marketplace on April 29th. We have him on our real-time crime center cameras. We see him at Target. We see him at several stores. From there, he walked across the street to an adjacent apartment complex. The apartment complex is gated. A vehicle entered, and he walked behind the vehicle into the apartment complex. Our detectives went door to door to every apartment in that complex to see did they know Mr. Samuel. We tracked his cell phone. The cell phone records showed triangulation in the woods behind the apartment complex. On the 16th of May, we went to the woods in that area. Our detectives walked about 4 miles trying to find anything, cell phones, Mr. Samuels, anything that could assist us in this investigation. We were met with negative results. We received thousands of tips which we had to follow. On the 18th of May, we went to Lithonia to a lake, and also with the assistance of the Cobb County Helicopter Unit, we searched the lake and met with negative results. On the 31st of May, due to the weather, we had to have a delay. We went back to the same locations earlier behind the apartment complex. After about 3 hours of searching, we were able to find some human remains. At that point, we were not sure who that individual was. We went back out there the following day on June 1st. We went back out there, we was able to find additional human remains, as well as Mr. Samuel's cell phone, a handgun, as well as a shell casing. Based on facts of the case, at this point, we do not suspect any foul play. At this point, we do not suspect any foul play. I know there have been thousands of rumors and speculations on social media, but we have facts that are not known to social media. And based on our facts, we do not at this point suspect any foul play.
Yeah, so the police said that, you know, based off the fact that they have from, you know, doing forensics and, you know, finding his body and doing probably autopsies or whatever they've done already, plus other information probably coming from witnesses and, you know, surveillance and stuff like that. They said that they don't have anything to suspect that there was foul play, meaning that someone killed him or there was like it was a murder, right? They don't know what happened, you know, which is kind of weird.
While the family searched and police investigated, TikTok was running its own parallel investigation, and the questions people were raising were not small ones.
Okay, so yeah, I'm back. Part 2 discussing the Derek Samuels because, again, we're trying to figure out again how all of a sudden he just ended up there. He just appeared there. But just like everyone is saying, and even the people that live over there in the apartments and live in the area, there's no way that boy been there since April 29th, and then they just finding him of May 31st, and nobody smelled anything. Everybody know a dead body is going to start smelling.
Yeah, that's very true, man. You know, it's been over a month. You know, he was found in the same area where the police already searched. So I don't know if the police didn't give a fuck, which usually they don't in those places like Atlanta and shit. And I don't know Atlanta, I'm not from Atlanta, but from what I do know is that people in the community were saying that it don't make no damn sense. A whole month you guys searched this place, and a month later now you find his body and you didn't smell nothing.
Not to mention, just like one girl was saying that live over there, and several other people that was posting that live over there, they got dogs. Even they dog would have found that boy. So come on, like, let's be real. Then someone else brought something to my attention. Another guy, he brought something to my attention. I just seen him post, and it made sense. He was like, either he was somewhere else and they just killed him, maybe they just killed him and placed him over there, or, but either way it go, it's like, it's 3 different ways it could have went. It's either A, they just killed him and put him over there. B, he was in somebody's house that live over there, or somebody's trunk. All we know is it don't make sense. It's no way that he was over there all this time.
That is true, you know. Whoever did this to him could have easily did what they did somewhere else and brought him back over there, or they could have did it. They could have done anything, right? But I don't know. This thing doesn't make sense. It's unusual that you drop someone off somewhere in an Uber or whatever. You leave, and then you don't hear from him again for a month. And then when you do find out where he is, it's in the same place where the police already suspected, and there's no foul play, but yet he's just there. You know, that's what the fuck. That shit trippy. I don't know.
Point 2. The Friends. This one gained traction fast. According to people online who were following the TikTok live closely, Derek apparently left some of his belongings behind when he walked away from the group that day.
He's saying, oh, no, I'm G's. My sister gonna come pick me up. I'm G's. And I asked him twice. He said, no, so I'm just waiting for my sister to come pick me up. Whole time, we didn't know that he was lying, because he's not the type of nigga just to sit there and lie and be like, oh, I got to ride when I don't. I feel like, personally, he had something second to do, because he left his stuff in my car. His PS5, his cover, his iPad, his poster. He left most of his shit in my car.
Hey, Drew, what was this?
Now, twin, I don't know about y'all, but when I'm with my niggas, bro, if I think them niggas is about to do some weird shit, gang, I'm gonna ask them, bro. You know? Like, did you not ask them and be like, yo, gang, what you on? What you about to do? Cause the fuck you wanna do leaving all your shit in my car, nigga? The fuck you want me to do with a PS5 and all this shit, bro? That's weird. Or unless there's more to the story that these niggas ain't saying.
Where this come from all of a sudden?
Bro, that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna let them tell it. They know
On the
I'm not gonna say
video,
it, but
bro.
they
They
know
said that on the video. It's so many different videos.
Yeah.
There's so many different videos. Everybody saying different stuff. People saying he went to go trade a 5. People saying that, hey, in the beginning, when we first asked Cordell, he said some niggas named Porn, whatever the fuck pulled on side of them, that he had beef with. And then he went back and said, well, not beef like that. It's a partner that you get into it with. But they said that, hey, he pulled up. And then we still left. So we was been pressing.
But here is where it gets strange.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck is going on with this case, man. That shit didn't make any sense. Y'all saying that he went to go sell his shit. Next case, y'all saying he had beef with someone. He went to go check some beef. And then y'all saying this, but then the police is saying there's no foul play. So what the hell is going on? Like, I don't know, man. This shit is weird, bro. I don't understand it.
When the body was recovered over a month later, investigators found a backpack right there with him. Inside that backpack, fresh food and pills. Fresh food does not stay fresh for 33 days in the Georgia heat inside a wooded area.
That's a big fact. Ain't no motherfucking food gonna be fresh after a whole month. That's some weird shit too. So what? Like, did they kill him exactly a month prior to them finding him, or was it in between that month? Or was someone else there living there at the time? It's a wooded area, so
So either that bag was placed there recently, Or someone had access to that spot long after Derek disappeared. People online were asking the obvious question. How does fresh food end up in the backpack of someone who has been missing for over a month?
And as they should think that, because at the end of the day, as for what I seen in this whole video, I'm not gonna play the whole video because we're up to date to what's going on presently. The police said that there's no foul play, but the family and the friends and everybody is still doing their police detective work. None of this makes any sense to me. I don't understand how you have a kid who he's with his friends. They go to this grocery store to drop him off, and from there they don't know what happened to him. They don't know where he went. They never heard from him. They never got a phone call. They never got a text. Nigga never posted a fucking Instagram. Nigga no TikTok, nothing. So obviously something happened to him. He didn't take his own life, right? So I feel like the police is just trying to not put out any information right now. But what do you guys think, man? What do you guys think about this case, man? I think this is a very weird case. I feel like there's certain things the police just don't want to say. So certain people can't escape. That's what I think is going on. But you let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Y'all hit that subscribe button. Drop a like so we can get this pushed through the algorithm. Peace.